What's up, world? Patrick Feliciano here, and welcome to Sarap Sundays episode 2. And last week's segment, that was actually the first episode dropped last Sunday. For the first segment of Sarap Sundays, I re-released my single Extraordinary featuring the Ball Bay. And in this week's segment, what we're going to do is we're going behind the scenes on how I created the beat, on how I made the hook, and how the Ball Bay ended up on the record. So let's get into it. I got pulled up the original beat from Reason, and Reason's what I rock out with. Honestly, I've been rocking out with that since I was in high school, and been staying true to it ever since throughout college and all that. So all my Reason heads out there, salute. I think I was really inspired by the weather and the vibes, and I just wanted to make something that was along the lines of like some Justin Timberlake-y, type vibe, but also like hip hop as well. So I have a harp, put some piano in it, some 90s like vocal sample. This is the bass. I put these together. And that's the way I like to play my drums. I like to act like I know how to play the drums, but on my keyboard. So when you hear any of my beats, 9 times out of 10, they're not sequenced. 9 times out of 10, it's me. So those are all the elements that were in the beat. And then as I laid out all my sounds and the drums, I started off with the drums first. So the drums literally sound like this. As I was messing with the harp, I came up with this chord progression. I believe it started out with as that was playing, I heard I honestly didn't think I was going to use this sound because it sounded too like, I was like, where am I going to fit this in? But lo and behold, I was able to fit it in. Pause. And then I added, the spice of little spice of that vocal sample, and that vocal sample only happens like twice in each stanza. So you hear the for the bass, I basically just a simple and this is basically what it sounds like without the drums. You bring the drums together. All I did was I dropped out those 90s, 80s type synthy things, and I let the other parts of the beat ride. It was just me vibing with the weather and wanting to put some type of like hip hop flavor mixed with the Justin Timberlake-esque type sound. That's the shit I like. Anybody has any questions on any production questions or anything like that, hit up the comments, DM me, whatever. I'm always open to help. Anybody who's trying to learn. Alright, so the hook. I was inspired by the weather outside, by how sunny it was, how great, the feeling was to be outside. I'm pretty sure there was a breeze. That's my favorite type of weather, is sunny outside with a slight breeze. That is that's the creme de la creme. When I finished putting the beat together, I'm gonna play it without the drums right now. Melody. that's how I write as well. And I know there's people out there that write that way. What we like to do is come up with the melody first and then go and fill in the blanks. I like to record things, mumble things, hear things first, and if the cadence fits the beat and the flow fits the beat, I'll know that it's right, and I'll know I'll try to fit the words within the scheme of how I said that or how I sang that. Round and Round the Town was how it started, and this is the original hook that came about.
Round and round the town, so here we go. It's not your ordinary show. It's just the feeling in the air, so here we go. It's not your ordinary show.
That's actually the original recording from my parents' basement, and then from there, I don't believe I sang it again. I believe we used the vocal, that very same vocal, and then mixed it into the record. I honestly didn't plan to rap it, but that's just the way it came out. When you know it's right, go with it, no matter what anybody says. And that's how the hook came to be. Next is how the Bull Bay ended up on this record. He actually wasn't the first person to record a verse on this. So, you know, everything happens the way it should. So let's get into that next. Alright, so how did the Bull Bay end up on this record? I was in the studio with an engineer. His name is Charlie, and he was helping me finish a few records. At that time, I couldn't write a second verse. I don't know why. You know, I just had verse block, you know, writer's block, whatever, but I could not write a second verse. He said he was going to bring in an artist to help me with some of my songs, with songwriting and, you know, just ideas. And he said his name was Bay, and he's from Philly, and he's a dope rapper, dope artist. And I was like, hell yeah. He played me some of his stuff. I was like, yes, ASAP, in the studio, need him right now. And the funny thing about that is I was talking to another artist prior to that. His name is Kapili. He's a Filipino rapper, and he was actually the first person to put a verse on the record. So I was this close to having him be on it, but after listening to Bay, I wanted to give Bay a chance to put his own, you know, his own perspective on the record, his own verse. And it's not that Kapili's verse wasn't dope as shit, because it was, but I'm all about the vibe. I'm all about, does the record match? Is the record as great as it possibly can be? And that's always how I'm gonna be. I'm annoying as shit when it comes to that, but so are all the greats. That, you know, they don't like to half-ass things and just go, all right, let's just do it just to do it. I don't like doing that. I will never do that. That's why I ended up picking the Bull Bay's verse, because it fit. It married into the beat, his flow, what he was talking about, the picture he painted, you know, with his words, really, you know, brought it to another level, brought it to that summertime barbecue type feel that I was going for. As soon as I heard the verse from Bay on that record, I knew that this was special. You know, it gave me goosebumps, and for all the producers out there and artists out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's exactly the feeling that I had, you know, when Bay finalized putting his verse on there. That collaboration right there is how Extraordinary came to be, and it is now out on all streaming platforms for you to hear the full version. Huge shout to the Bull Bay, you know, for being on this record. Check his music out. His shit is so dope. I'm telling you, Philly, like, don't miss out on his, you know, on his content and on his music. He's dope as shit. Extraordinary. Go listen to it now. If you have any questions about anything, put in the comments, send me a DM, and I'll be happy to answer. Sarap Sundays. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Have a beautiful Sunday, y'all. Have a beautiful rest of the week. Sarap Sunday, episode 2 in the books. Thank you for tuning in. Love y'all.